This playthrough is rated M for mature.
It's time to upgrade our inventory. Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Shadowrun Dragonfall. In the last episode, we got our feet dirty as we went into the sewers, cleaned up some ghouls, and got a doctor to feed the ghouls with the body parts he gets from like chopping people up. Because hey, he's already taken out their arms and legs to replace them, so why not use those flesh for something, right? So, but anyway, let's go on to our next job. The next job we want to do is the job for our munitions friend there, so we can get some expanded inventory, even though I'm not going to actually use it. But before we head on, I want to improve my charisma a little bit, not too much. Just want to get up to 4. That'll help in some missions where if you don't want to do combat and stuff like that. And I can get another etiquette, which in this case I'm going to do security. In this case, this will get us some unique interaction in another mission later on. So. Alright, let's confirm that. So, one of the few times I'll bump it into anything other than just my decking stuff, so. And we will get some, karma to make up for it and all that soon. So, let's board the train. Alright, we want to head towards, let's see. Okay, we want to travel to the Brunnen U-Bahn station to locate Gunnari's missing shipment. In this one, we can only take one other party member with us this time, so we're going to take Iger. You can take, it really depends on what your class is, on who you want to take, and the thing is, depending on how things go, I might not even need her anyway. If you're going for the hostile route for this encounter, then you want to bring Iger if you're like a decker or like a mage type of character or whatever. Obviously, if you're already a samurai, maybe Dietrich. Blitz really doesn't have any use here because there's no need for decking. But that's up to you, I guess. So, but yeah, we'll take Iger. Glory would work as well, but I prefer Iger for pure damage. Hard times. It is a short train ride to Gessen-Brunnen. You exit the subway car, stepping onto the cold, grungy platform. The place is deserted, though signs of life are everywhere. A gaping hole in the ceiling filters cool, hazy light in the from above. To your right, a small plot of crops struggles to endure in the cold in the limited light of the station. Trash and junk litters the platform. It's clear this place has had anything resembling a janitorial staff in quite some time. Somewhere in the old, run-down U-Bahn station lies the entrance to the Gessen-Brunnen Kiez. Hopefully some leads on the whereabouts of the Rebengeister and Gunnari's missing shipment. I think I'm good with what I've got here, so... I will upgrade my drones here pretty soon, but not for this mission though. So let's check out the garden. The old fluorescent grow lights are barely keeping the plants alive. Almost no light from the surface. Oops. Okay, I didn't get to read that fast enough. Sorry, I forgot it's only there for so long. So the stairwell down looks to have completely collapsed. Yeah, sometimes I forget that some of the mini dialogue, you have to go through it pretty quickly, so. That's far enough, friend! An older man raises his hand, squinting as you approach. To his left, a young orc shifts his weight, resting one hand casually on a pistol at his hip. Both are dressed in what might be considered uniforms, but it's hard to tell for sure. We don't get many visitors down here these days. You'll forgive me for saying, but, well, you don't really look like the type that usually comes through here. He looks fed, for one thing. The older man snorts. Indeed. So what brings you to the Gessen-Brunnen, stranger? Now, obviously, if you don't have the right charisma, then you have to go... There's a couple ways you can do this. You can basically kill these guys, pay them off, or charisma/lie your way through this encounter. So we're going to do that way that doesn't cost us money or combat, though we could fight them, but we miss out on some karma if we do fight them from something else later on. So, but we're going to do the charisma for a lie. I'm visiting from the Rhine-Ruhr Megaplex, and my friend Hans said the market here is second to none. I had to come see for myself. The older man smiles sadly. Well, maybe a few years ago that was true. These days, well, it's hard times all around, I suppose. But you're welcome to go in, of course. Customers always welcome. Oh, and talk to Kioran if you want to hear some good stories about the market back in its prime. He's always happy to share a tale or two. The older man steps aside. Watch your step on the ladder here. Some of the steps get slippery when it's cold. So have you heard anything about a gang hiding around here, a group calling themselves the Rebengeister? A gang, eh? The man looks over his partner and then back at you warily. After a moment, he steps slowly back in front of the entrance. No, we keep security pretty tight around here. If a gang like that was running stuff here, we know about it. No, look, we don't want any trouble around here. On second thought, maybe you should just move along and catch the next train back. Come to think of it, the market's closed pretty soon anyway. Now, if you didn't ask him that, you wouldn't have to worry about this part, but I did anyway, just to show it off. So, anyway, Charisma 3. The last thing I want to do is cause any trouble. You look like you have to deal with more than enough of that. Do you mind if I just take a quick look around? The guards exchange glances again. After a moment, the old man steps aside. Well, all right. I suppose there's no harm in that. Just watch yourself, okay? And if you cause a scene looking for this gang of yours, there's more to our little militia here than you want to mess with. All right. Well, I'll leave you guys to it. Man, I'm parched. Remember that for later. Seriously. But anyway, let's find this group. All right. What do we got here? We got a couple options. The man before you is of average build in a nondescript dress. He is leaning against the old wooden cabinet reading a book. As you approach, he looks up and casts a warm smile in your direction. Guten Tag, the name's Bjorn, friend. Can't say I've seen you around these parts before. Just passing through, or... Have you what can you tell me about this place? Gussenbrunnen. Well, it's my home for one, and we've got a small bar set up over there. But of course, you want to know about the market. His eyes light up. It used to be something to behold, my friend. One of the grandest markets in the city. You could find nearly anything in these stalls for the right price. It's a real shame, but little by little things slowed down. Folks stopped taking the subway line so much. But I guess that's the way of the flux. Have you seen a shipment of weapons pass through recently? His face falls. Wish that I had, my friend. It's too bad. This place used to be soaring with commerce, but now hardly anything passes through here, I'm afraid. Folks around here are lucky enough to have a full meal at the end of the day. Tough times, I suppose. Indeed they are. Do you need anything else, friend? I'm looking for information. Ever heard of a gang called the Rebengeister? Certainly, they've been spinning quite a tale in these parts of late. Hard to know anything for sure, though. One rumor says they hijacked freight of Frankfurter Toe. Then the next day you hear about them sighting down in Alexanderplatz. Hell, just yesterday I heard someone claim they saw a member of the Rebengeister speed by in the U-Bahn tunnel, clinging into the side of the train car. Huh! He leans closer. Between you and me, friend, that's probably a gang called Surf Turf. Strange ones, though. I've heard they implant suction cups to the hands and feet. I guess they really like hitching rides on the U-Bahn trains. He shakes his head with amusement. That's the Flux Date for you, full of the strange and unexpected. I'll be going now. Alright, let's take a look around. Let's see. Let's see, we can talk to Goldfish here. Let's see, I don't know if I want to do that quite yet. Let's take a search some other stuff first before we do that. So, smells like something died in here. Upon closer inspection, it's just moldy soy cakes. Well, that's soy for you. And then we got a dresser here. And some just kind of person hanging around. Okay. The drawers look to be handmade out of rusty sheet metal. Nothing of value catches your eye within. I'll talk to her in a second. See what else is here before we head on to the next section. So, let's see what this says. The ladder. Surface access has been welded shut, probably in an attempt to keep security tight. So, all right. Yeah, let's talk to this goldfish lady. The woman starts a little at your approach, but she recovers quickly and beams brightly at you. The fox face on her headdress seems to grin as well. Her classically nasal American accent is obvious. Hey, kiddo, share a drink with me? No. I put it on my credit card. No. Hey, kiddo, share a drink with me? No, thanks. Just looking for... sure, if you're buying. Awesome. Unfortunately, there aren't a lot of options here. They got beer, homebrewed gin, and schnapps. Pick your poison. I've been drinking gin and tonic. The tonic cuts out some of the gas flavor. I think they've been distilling in old propane tanks. Yuck. I'll have one of those too. Sure thing, guy. He fills a tumbler full of cheap gin and dirty ice, splashes a bit of tonic in it, and slides it across the bar. It has a slight gasoline smell to it. So, what's a girl like you doing in a place like this? I'm just traveling, though. Heard there was a market, but, well, just look at this place. She waves her arms around in a wide circle, taking everything in from the sadly shimmying women to the near empty corridors outside. So I'm just having a drink with the fine gentleman here and then moving on. Where are you from? California, Free States, doing the whole Europe tour thing, you know. Besides getting me out of that hellhole, it's been a that's the same thing in this game and in real life. It's been a real good learning experience. Had some good fun, made some good friends. She clatters the ice around in her drink. You can smell the cheap gin from where you stand. But it's a hellhole everywhere these days. Can't drink enough to forget about things I've seen. I'm all for communism and anarchy and free love, but sometimes the F-state goes a little far. How do you mean? It's just the things like the turf wars and the racists and junk. You know, like those humanist assholes. Unpleasant. But that shit aside, I like the idea of a state without the man. If I redid her voice, I'd do the Valley Girl voice, but listen, my name's Goldfish. What's yours? Call me Blackwire. Or, where'd you get a name like Goldfish? Oh, you know the saying, memory like a goldfish, because I'm blonde. People think I'm just like that. Plus, they call me Twin Guppy, so Goldfish makes sense for me. So, what were you hoping to find down here? Robin Hood? She laughs heartily. Some stolen goods. Oh man, that bites. I can see why you might come here, looking here, though. Seems like a place where Robin Hood might bring stuff to the poor. She laughs a little and takes a swig. Not to say you're rich, but if that's who's got your stuff, this is as far away from medieval England as you're gonna get. Though if you're looking for ghosts, this seems like a fine place for it. Seems like everywhere and everything down here is a ghost. Ghosts of the past, ghost trains. Man, if only you could suplex a ghost train. Ghostly thin folks, pale for lack of sunlight. I need sunlight too. I like to joke I photosynthesize, but it just gives me so much energy. Energy these people don't have anymore. Her expression grows stern for a moment as she stares into her empty gin and tonic. Maybe I've been down here for long enough. Maybe I'm a ghost too. Alright, that's it for a line. You're officially cut off. Your total is 36 new yen. Can I at least buy something for my friend here? He's been talking with me a bit and hasn't had anything. No, you're cut off. I don't want you even sipping out of it. Dude, chill. Forget I asked. She turns to you with a shrug. Sorry I couldn't get you anything else, but thanks for being a pal. Yeah, hope things go for you, Goldfish. But yeah, all that is just like a background of the world type of situation. Nothing real of major importance, so. Let's see if anyone has anything for sale. By the way, no one really has anything for sale, but I'm going to look at their inventory anyway just to show you. All that new come out, many exciting and rare weapons for you to produce. Instruments of death of the sort you'll not find anywhere else in Berlin. Care to take a look? Despite the shopkeeper's claims, our inventory looks decidedly poor. Most of these weapons appear rusty and ill repair. A particularly cobbled together pistol stands out from the bunch. Let's see what you have. But yeah, just basic equipment. I mean, it's fine, but it's nothing like to stand home about. I guess if you need grenades or anything like that, sure, but nah, not really worth it. See anything you like? I don't know, it doesn't seem like there's much here though to interest me. Actually, let's ask her about the pistol. Exquisite, is it not? The work of a master craftsman who used to live here, forged by some of the finest slug throwers you'll find this side of the Atlantic, and at that price of steel. Intelligence 3. Looks like some of those parts are hot glued together. As I said, the work of a master craftsman. A weapon made by any other would simply break upon being fired. I don't know, it doesn't seem like there's much here that would interest me. Well, it's been lean pickings lately around these parts, and on top of that, there's the militia. They need most of the best pieces to help keep us safe, so I've got some reliable weapons for home defense. I'll be going now, thanks. Nope, yeah, see, nothing there. It's just, yeah, poking fun at her, so let's see what this guy has. The stranger, I've got a sale on today. You interested in some rations, salvage, some home remedies? Just looking for information. Ever heard of a gang called the Rabengeister? Patrol's eyes flicker back and forth. No, can't say that I have. Have you seen a shipment of weapons pass through here recently? Patrol's eyes flicker back and forth. I don't know anything about weapons. I just sell scraps of salvage and home remedies. Home remedies, eh? Those are some pretty fancy home remedies. You point to some mil-spec med kits and drugs in the corner of the man's shop with Biotech 3. The troll looks around nervously. Well, sometimes I get lucky salvage. Looking for some backup? It's just us here, friend. Okay, look, yeah, the Rabengeister came by yesterday and asked me to move the rest of the medical supplies, and they disappeared. I don't know where they went. I mean, hey, I gotta make a living, right? Look around here. They leave me this kind of score. I'm grateful and already sold most of the less than a day. Plenty of folks around here need real medical supplies. Alright, I told you what I know, so we cool, right? I don't know anything else. Etiquette gang. I know how this works, friend. They drop off shipments, you move the goods, then you meet somewhere to hand over the take. Tell me where to find the Rabengeister. If you don't have this, you can get to him another way, so it's not a big deal. Okay, fine. I meet them at the information kiosk on the far side of the market. That's where they appear. I don't know how they get there, though, I swear. They don't use the front entrance. I know that much. Thanks, you know the supplies were stolen from the Kiez, my Kiez. That means all that money you've been making belongs to me. Nah. Thanks for your help, I'll check it out. Yeah, we're not gonna antagonize people. I could, but I don't want to. This crate appears to have been pretty hastily opened. There's a partially torn shipping label on its side. Most of the ink is worn off, but the word Cruisin' Bazer is still clearly visible. Yeah, so stolen from that, so. Alright. Yeah, we can talk to the captain here. Now, if we talk to the captain here, there's one way to go through this where you can basically get yourself taken to the bad guys at point blank, so that's one way to meet him, but I want to do it a different way, but I'll talk to this guy anyway, so. The militia captain stands at alert, her eyes tracking slowly across the market before coming to the rest on you. Guten Tag. You look like you keep close eye on this Kiez. Have you seen a shipment of weapons pass through recently? No, I wouldn't have noticed that. Yeah, we can actually press her, and like I said, if we press her, she can threaten us and take us to the people who actually have it, but I'm going to do the other way, so. Bathroom. The area is in extreme disrepair. Water is flooding out of the walls and stagnating in pools on the side floor. You can smell the mildew from here. You can also use the info kiosk to get some information as well. These crates don't seem to be part of the shipment that was en route to the Brazen Browser. I need to look up what the kiosk was for those who are curious. Let's see. Okay. The password for this is Hannes. I forgot. The one guy we talked to, Kino or whatever, Kinox, he can give it to us. I forgot who else can give it to us, but that's pretty much the main person who will tell us that. This appears to be an old U-Bahn information terminal. Judging by the system's designs and current condition, it's quite old. As you approach, the machine makes a series of sputtering sounds as the dust-covered screen flickers dimly to light. Time error, last update, 52.7.11.5.22. Error, primary database not found. Restarting in offline mode. Restarting. The screen goes dark as the machine begins to emit a bizarre variety of clicking and chirping sounds. After an interminable amount of time, the screen finally shudders back to life. Welcome to the Goosenbrunnen station. Please select an option from the menu below. Data corrupted. 3. Station history. 4. Route information. 5. Data corrupted. 6. Enter custom query. 3 key. You have selected station history. Goosenbrunnen station opened on April 18, 1930 as the final stop along the U-Bahn U8 line. It was designed by the prominent U-Bahn architect Alfred Grenader. Construction on the U8 line began in 1914 under Allgemeine Elketzritzsatz Gesellschaft. Yeah, sorry, like I said, sorry for butchering the German for German speakers. But labor shortages in the First World War put the project on hold for over a decade. The eventual completion and opening of this home line between Neukölln and Gessenbrunnen in the 1930s represents a major step forward in connecting Berlin's working-class district to the city center. Continue reading. During World War II, many unfinished tunnels and stations along the U8 line were converted into air raid shelters, including parts of the Gessenbrunnen station. In the decades following the war, the station also served as an emergency fallout shelter in the event of a nuclear attack. During the Cold War, the U8 line continued to run between Neukölln and Goosenbrunnen, taken under the wall and through parts of East Berlin. The train would skip all East Berlin stations till it merged on the far side near Goosenbrunnen. Continue reading. Today, the U8 continues to operate, carrying thousands of passengers through Goosenbrunnen station on a daily basis. In addition, the former bunker at this location has been transformed into a popular museum exhibit, showcasing the history and development of Berlin's underworld. Please inquire at the information kiosk for current museum rates in hours and minutes. Turn to the thing. Number 4. Route history. You start to press the 4 key, only realize that the key is missing from the keyboard. A thick layer of grime and dust rests in its place. And 6. Please enter your custom query string now. The system will attempt to match your query against a database of frequently asked questions for our valued station guests. Okay, so let's type this in. So, let's see. Shin. Yeah, just making sure I type that in correctly. So, Hans, yeah. And that opens the door. Welcome, admin user. Custom process initiated. You're allowed to click on a section of the wall nearby, slide away, revealing a narrow passage in the darkness. Now, if you didn't have, if you didn't know that from the guy, if you check the scuff marks here, it says you can push this out of the way, but you have to have a strength 5, and as long as you have glory or Eiger, they'll push it out of the way for you. But since I knew the password from writing it down, so that's why one reason you want my ring Eiger, if you don't want to do the non-hostile version of this, she can open up, she or Glory can open up that way, so. But anyway, we found our quarry here with these folks here. This is the same man you met in the market, but the friendliness is gone from his face. In its place is a cold, unwavering gaze. Yeah, Kioran. Yeah, he had a portrait. I wonder if he was important. You should have stuck to the market, stranger. If the Rebengeister wished to be found, we'd open a fucking cafe. Now what do you want of us? Say your piece. I don't know, it looked like inviting me. If you really don't want to be found, you might want to hide your tracks a little better. Yeah. He stares at you down for a long moment, then breaks into a chuckle. I'll grant you that we've been a little careless. I guess we figured that Monica Schaefer out of the picture, the cruising Bowser, would be an easy score. That's why you're here, right? We stole your supplies, now you want them back? Well, that's about right, yeah. Which I completely understand, stranger, believe me. But unfortunately, we need those supplies more than you do, so I'll have to graciously decline your offer to relieve us of your property. I can see things are hard around here, Kioran, but I have to look out for my own Kiez, and that shipment belongs to us. Yeah. Not from where I'm standing. Look, there's no need for bloodshed, I'll tell you that. What? It seems like you know what it is to look out for a Kiez like this. It's not easy, right? We provide for these people. A haul like that shipment keeps Grussenbrunnen from going hungry just a little while longer. It's our home. These are our people. I suspect you feel the same about the cruising Baser. I mean, I keep saying that wrong sometimes, though. I'm a little prepared to I'm prepared to let you leave, just like that. Knowing our little secret here and everything. Return, all you need to do is walk away. Just walk away. Forget this ever happened. What are you quoting, Mel Gibson, or not Mel Gibson, Road Warrior, but anyway. Kioran smiles. What do you think, stranger? Now, obviously, if you don't have the charisma, I mean, you're pretty much, I think for the most part, you have to fight him if you don't have the charisma for this. So that's why I want to have a charisma 3 by the time we get to this point. If you don't, it's not a big deal, obviously, but you do miss out on a few things if you go the if you go the hostile route. And there is an achievement for doing this without killing anyone, too, so. What do you think, stranger? But anyway, we got the charisma, so. And usually it's not that hard to get charisma to 3 with any class, so that's up to you if you want to do it, though. Charisma 3. I think in the flux, folks like us need to stick together. Why stay strangers? Maybe we can come to an arrangement that can benefit both of our Kiezes. Kioran raises an eyebrow. I'm listening. And if you have decking 3, you could also do the return supplies, and they'll do extra rations and stuff like that, so that's viable too. But if you have decking 3, you have a different option to salute this. So if you don't have decking 3, it's not a big deal. Decking 3. In the cruising Baser, my friend Altug has a series of data tapes established to monitor nearby communications. You return our shipment, we let you listen in on those tapes. I see, that's an interesting offer, friend. I would certainly let us scope out some more lucrative heists around here, assuming the taps are reliable. They are, I checked them just the other day. He pauses for a long moment, then cracks a smile. Very well, I suppose that's worth the price of a crate of guns? Your medical supplies are already mostly gone, I'm afraid, but the weapons shipment is still being held in the locker at Frankenfurter Tor. I'll have it sent back to the cruising Buzzer immediately. And you'll let us in on those data tapes? Take the tunnels of the cruising Baser, talk to Altug. He runs a small cafe not far from the U-Bahn station. Tell him I sent you and he'll set you up. Well, well, Kioran looks thoughtful. Maybe things are looking up around here, I suppose. Friends and enemies can be found in strange ways here in the Flux. Glad we could have this talk, Kioran. I'll be going now. You can see yourself out, he grins. There you go, stranger. And that's it for the this mission there. Yeah, I can just go through this whole thing without anything. They're all empty. Yeah, you can go through this whole thing without being attacking or anything like that, so. Just full of old Simpsons recordings. I wouldn't say it's tough if you have to fight everyone. It's a little bit of a mini challenge, I guess, but nothing you can't handle with, because, it's designed with 2 people in mind, so, Anything to say? Hey, want a beer? Sure, I'll take one. He hands you an icy beer from the crate. hold on to it for now. Yeah, we're not eating it or eating it. We're not drinking it yet because, well, remember that one guy who said he was parched? Well, let's go give him that drink. So I wonder if that one lady's still there or she's gone. No, she is. Okay. She said something a little extra. I wouldn't suggest asking questions about such things around here. Okay. Even though we already talked to them and everything like that. I was wondering what happened because, like I said, you can attack her if you don't want her to take you in peacefully. So I could have shown off that path as well, but I'm letting you know the options you have for this. Kind of weird that you get so many options to finish this particular one when most missions are pretty straightforward. But anyway, let's talk to this orc guard. Is that beer from downstairs? Hand him the beer. Yeah, I brought this up to you. Keep up the good work, buddy. Thanks, you're a lifesaver. The young orc takes the beer, pops the cap off with a tusk, and takes a long swig. Anyway, we get a karma point for doing that. So, really, it's the spot. Gets so muggy down here. See you around. I forgot to do the voice I gave him earlier, but not a big deal. It's a minor mission. Sometimes I do the voices for fun. Yeah. And yeah, none of the companions for this mission have any dialogue, so don't worry about it. But yeah, after doing that, we now unlock extra inventory from our friend, the weapon shop. So if you need extra weapons, it's the way to do it. For me, I don't need to because I'm playing a wimpy decker. So you emerge from the U-Bahn station and get out the familiar streets of the Cruisenbazer. The energy here is stark contrast to the weary, downing mood of the Gessenbrunnen. The Kreuzberg is an island of hope, afloat still amidst the dangerous currents of the flux state, but it would take much for it to capsize. It's time to find Gennari and tell him the news. Tell him all the good news. And we get 4 karma for finishing the mission. So, all right, let's go and tell him of our good deed. Welcome back. You need some weapons? Let's see. I took care of the business with the Rabengeister. They won't be hijacking our shipments anymore. Faint smile plays across the normally taciturn merchant's face. Yes, this much I already know. The mission shipment are... I forgot the voice I gave. The mission statements arrived just before you did, though. I barely caught a glimpse of those who delivered it. How were you able to manage that? They made an arrangement with their leader, and they agreed to return the weapons. And you accomplished it all through diplomacy? Interesting. It is, well, it's not what I would have done, but perhaps that's for the best. Here's your payment as promised, and should have you need any weapons, thanks to you I have some new merchandise available, which I took a look. Yeah, sure, I can show it off. Yeah, we got we got smart link weapons, new pistols, shotguns, and everything like that. So, you know, take your pick of whatever class you're playing and whatever weapon you want here. So, different weapons, swords. Even got some new armor, which I do need to buy some armor eventually. Let's see. Do I want to buy any armor right now? Could do the moose. I might do the transit one just because I don't really need so much the armor. I mean, armor is good, but I don't need. So I need it so much just so I can run away or dodge. Like I said, dodge would be nice and move speed. So what's my current? Let's see what my equipment, what I've got. Let me back up really quick before we do that, because I haven't really been paying attention to my armor. So let's see. Yeah, I've just got basic secure clothing. I think I'll be fine for now, but I do eventually want to upgrade my armor. So, all right, before we head on to our next objective, let's go back to the safe house. Not to talk about the missions, because the missions aren't major missions, so there's no it's not like one of those things where you ask them about the run and they have something to talk about it. Yeah, if we ask them about the run. Nah, nothing we haven't already talked about, Chief. Talk to you later. Yeah, see, because it's not a major story mission, so they don't have anything interesting to say about what we just did, so. Should we talk to the teacher? I wonder if we can pull up. Okay, yeah, because we got nothing to say, so. Alright, let's go to the mission computer. Alright, we got 3 new messages. So, you have 3 unread messages. Read, payback is sweet. The screen flickers to life and Maxim's face appears. He's wearing a broad grin and you can hear the sounds of celebration in the background. Hey, the muscle. Not sure if Tuck gave me the right address, but I figure it's worth a shot. I don't know if you heard, but our favorite Polly Glove got hit from all sides by the F-State today. It was glorious. Anyway, just thought you wanted to share in the good news, and thanks for your help back there. I don't think we made it out of there without you. You raise a hand and salute. Take care, Blackwire. The message ends and the image fades. You find yourself back in your inbox. Alright, thanks. Alexander to Blackwire. Hey, Blackwire. Uncle Dietrich told me that I could message you, so I figured that I should. You probably told you that I'm living in Samuel's, huh? Well, that's where I am. It's different, I'll give you that much. I like that I don't get pressured to hurt people here, so that's good, and nobody smacks me around, even though I can tell that a lot of the orcs and trolls want to. I do get yelled at a lot and called a lot of names, but I guess that's making me feel bad about what the kind of thing is all part of the plan. Life kind of sucks right now, but at least nobody's going to make me kill anyone. Uncle D says it's going to get better, and maybe it will. I don't know. Anyway, what I mostly wanted to say was thanks for not killing me back at the Humanist compound. I had a gun on you, so you totally could have, but you didn't, and I'm really glad about that. Thanks, Alexander. And finally, we need to talk. Is Cabell Dr. Xavier Blackwire? Come see me at Droga Convenience. There's a matter that we need to discuss. Okay. Yeah, it's for another job, so. Alright. Let's see. Let's post. Oh, yeah, I forgot to post this payday from earlier. Whoops. Oh, well. Attach data to the escrow account. Data will be automatically sold to the highest bidder. So, yeah, the Humanist Safe House list. Yeah, I forgot to post that. If we do another mission and come back, though, we can get the money for it. So, I actually forgot to do that earlier. Whoops. Not a big deal. It's not a ton of money, so it doesn't hurt me too badly. So, all right, let's go talk to the good doc. Actually, we could have gotten this mission before doing the sewer thing, so this would be kind of awkward, even though we've already talked to him about things. So, actually, before we go, let's see. Yeah, we've got some new. She's got some new drones we can look at. So, I think I'll buy the steel links one since I have the money for it. So, because I want to upgrade it from my. Actually, do I have? Let's see if I've upgraded my decking enough to actually equip an A rank yet. That's actually based off your decking level or whatever, so okay, we can't do one. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I had bought that or gotten the A rank one yet or not. So alright, let's go and buy the steel links drone, and we'll remove the old Doberman. And I do want to remove my gun because we are going to do, there is some the next mission will have some decking work to work on, so. Alright, but anyway, let's go talk to the good doc so we can get another mission. We're not going to do his mission quite yet. We will want to eventually because it's another case of expanding his inventory type of mission, so. Alright, Xavier. Got your message. What do you want to discuss? Business. I have a job for you. I'm a little surprised that you want to hire me. We haven't always seen eye to eye. That's true, we haven't, but I'm confident that you're the right man for the job. Why? Your reputation. You get the job done. Yeah, but there are other runners out there with equally strong reputations, so again, why me? Why are you trying to talk yourself out of a job? He rubs the bridge of his nose between his thumb and forefinger. I can see that you still don't get it, so I'll be blunt. You're the best in town at what you do. Full stop, and I need the best, even if that means hiring you. I don't like... Excuse me. I don't like you, and you don't like me. Well, maybe that's his actual reaction. But that doesn't mean that I'm willing to use you in order to become spectacularly wealthy. Does that answer your question? Yeah, that about covers it. Good, so let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? Back before I immigrated here from my native Spain, I worked in partnership with Berlin-based R&D lab. The biotech that we were developing was very hush-hush, very cutting-edge. Our arrangement was that I could bankroll their research and that they, in turn, would provide me with a unique merchandise to sell in my clinics. Clinics? Got more than one? Certainly, I must confess that before I moved to Berlin, I was something of a celebrity doctor. I had a chain of triage clinics that stretched from Bilbao to Madrid. I was a very wealthy man. But then my name was slandered in the fickle mistress that is public perception turned against me. An ugly business, I assure you. Even talking about my fall from grace makes my stomach turn. The injustice of it all, almost too much to bear. Just how was your name slandered? What did they accuse you of? He sighs. What didn't they? Theft, medical malpractice, the sale of stolen goods, other more colorful accusations that do not bear repeating. But that was then, and this is now. I came here to Berlin to escape all that. Of course, I also moved here to be closer to the lab that I had funded, and the merchandise I am owed. So let me guess, you want me to go fetch your merchandise? Yes, and to find out what happened to the lab itself. The faculty is locked down, you see, nearly impenetrable, and I have no idea why. As I was packing to move to Berlin, all was well. 16 hours later, I arrived to discover the building locked tight and with my merchandise inside. The Turk Al-Tug has been running surveillance on the site since I had set up shop here. In that time, no one has entered and no one has left. Whatever went wrong in there must have killed the research team. I want you to find a way into the building, recover the cyber tech they were developing, and find out what happened to the researchers in that order. If the building has been abandoned, I'm surprised that the lot it's sitting on hasn't been gobbled up by some core or something. Or corp. Don't be. Back when I was a wealthy man, before my legal troubles, I paid the lease for a decade in advance. And before you say anything, yes, it was a huge expense, but that's what's locked away inside, and that lab is worth 10 times I've spent on it. I don't want anyone laying claim to it but me. If your merchandise had been sitting in this building for 2 years, why didn't you approach Monica about this? Who says I didn't? I had a, let's say, tumultuous relationship with your dear departed Monica. We had our ups and downs, you see, and on that subject she was most certainly down. That was her choice. I was hoping that you would be savvy enough to not make the same mistake. Alright, let's talk compensation. What's in this for me? I can't afford to pay you a new yen. Well, goodbye, sucker. No. That's your own fault, by the way. You just shot off a good chunk of my revenue when you pulled that stunt down the sewers. But what I can do is give you first crack at any biotech that you discover from the site and make it available to you at a discount. This is a top of the line where you're talking about, mind you, better than anything else that I've gotten in stock. And because it's biotech, the essence loss from the implanting it will be minimal. It's a good deal, win-win for you, really. By the way, he says basically it's slightly different dialogue with this whole sewer thing, but he's still, if you haven't done the sewer thing yet, then, or actually, I'm trying to remember the order now. Maybe you do have to do a couple missions and the sewer one for that one. It's been forever since I've done like the different orders of things. I just know if you don't blackmail him, it's a slightly different dialogue, but still the same reward part to it. So what's going to be? Will you take the job or not? All right, Doc, I'm in. Excellent. The faculty that you're looking for is the former laboratory of Shadowrun Bioscience. Take the U-Bahn to the Aljernon plots, and you'll be sure to find it. Best of luck. So we get that job. All right. Let's head on to our next job, though. We'll only start it, just, because obviously it'll take another, these missions, though quick, still take a few minutes, you know what I mean? So. And there's no extra dialogue change in between these mini missions, so don't worry about that. So, alright, let's board the train and head to, let's see, we're gonna go to the Frankfurter tour to meet with Luca Dare's team. So that's the one where we go by ourselves. So. Trial run. As the U-Bahn hums towards the Frankfurter Tor, you tug idly at the fabric of your maintenance uniform. You found it in a duffel bag on your seat when you boarded, along with a note from Dürer to put it on before your arrival. The moment you step off this train, the note says, "Your trial run begins. You are to rendezvous with the rest of your team, reconnoiter the building, and plant the specific device in Elishir's suite. Beyond that, your approach will be left to you. Do not disappoint us. You are being watched." The ever-watchful eye. Reminds me of Neverwhere Nights that I'm playing right now. Hey, I play games outside of recording. Maybe I'll do a Neverwhere Nights game one of these days, recording. But those type of games are long investments, like Neverwhere Nights. Actually, even a game like this is... But this game is shorter than a lot of those games, so I can reasonably record this within a reasonable amount of time before, like, that doesn't take a whole year to record, that type of thing, so... As you emerge from the dingy confines of the U-Bahn terminal and step into the light of day, you find yourself confronted by a wall muscle in a knight-errant uniform. "You're with maintenance?" It isn't a question. He stands impassively, waiting for a response. Yes, sir. Have you seen any other maintenance guys around here? Yes, they've been trickling in from over the last 15 minutes or so. I already done a security check on your entire crew. Everything checked out. So you're good to head into the building whenever you want. Efficient operation running here. It's almost as if you're expecting me. We were. No one gets on or off that train without us knowing about it. Don't worry, all of the correct paperwork has already been filed. You and your crew are good for the next 12 hours. It's good to know that you're so on top of things. We're Knight Errant. Of course we're on top of things. You get what you pay for, and the owners of the building pay for the best. Well, keep up the good work, man. He nods at you. Have a good one. All right. Oh, who's this here? Oh, is it one of our fellow Shadowrunners? A young dwarf looks at you, wide-eyed with apprehension. From the way she's fidgeting, you can tell she's terrified. She bites her lower lip, eyes darting from side to side. Finally, she takes a step towards you. Hello, are you Mr. Blackwire? I take it you're on my maintenance crew? Yeah, I am. My name's Jonna. She tries to smile. It falls almost immediately. Good to meet you, Jan. Are the others still on their way? No, they're sort of jumped the gun a little. They're already inside. Let me get this straight. They charged into the building. You didn't do anything to stop them? The dwarf wrings her hands. I told them to wait. Our instructions were clear. I said we need to go in as a group, but they didn't listen to me. They just went on anyway. What type of group did this guy send us to help? All right, calm down. I see. Yeah, calm down. I see you have 2 books. Do you have something stashed in there for the run? Well, in a manner of speaking. She opens the toolbox and shows you its contents. It's packed to the brim with a sort of assortment of hand tools. I'm not like you and not like the others. You should probably know that. She's a regular person. She's not a Shadowrunner. Then what are you like? A normal person with a boyfriend and a cat in a shitty apartment. I'm not a career criminal, is what I'm saying. I'm just an electrician. Oh my god, they brought in a civvy for this. If you're not a Shadowrunner, what are you doing with this crew? Her face flushes red. I'd rather not talk about it. Let's just say that someone did me a favor once, and that coming along on this thing is how I have to pay it back. Look, in the end, it doesn't matter. I have to be on this run, and you have to bring me along. It's what they want. Do you at least know how to defend yourself? Well, kind of. I brought my taser, and I have a little hold-out pistol for self-defense. I've done some shooting at the range. I've never fired a living thing before. Certainly not a person. I'm hoping that we can get through this without me having to. Me having to. Anyway, I'm sure you'll still have things we'd rather be doing. Now that you're our teammates went inside, are you certain about that? Actually, that makes 2 of us. When did our teammates abandon you? About 10 minutes ago. I watched them storm through the front door of the building we're going to hit. Son of a bitch. They'll still be on the first floor. No one's getting upstairs until I bypass the security locks in the elevator. That's why I decided to wait for you out here. I figured that they couldn't get too far ahead of us if I didn't go inside with them. Good thinking. Thanks. I just hope they don't screw things up in there. All I want is to get this thing over with and go back home. Right with you there. Let's head inside. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Alright, well, looks like we got Civvy in tow who just wants to have her cat and boyfriend and just hang out with her life, and she's been forced on this run. Will we be able to do this run smoothly? Will these unprofessionals ruin our chances? Or will we put this team into crack tip-top shape? We'll find out next time in the next episode of Shadowrun Dragonfall. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.